My name is Alex Finelli from Downtown West High School, and this is Ember Web. Ember Web might look like a basic browser at first. However, to keep things touch-friendly, everything's been moved to the bottom of the screen. This includes your basic functions like forward and back, your URL bar, refresh and home buttons, as well as your search bar and the add and remove tab functions. However, there's one button that doesn't belong, and that's the button with the Ember logo on it. This button opens up an entire new dimension called the Ember Backstage. The Ember Backstage provides a complete view of everything a user would need while browsing the web. The About, Utilities, Preferences, and Check for Updates buttons are right in front of you, as well as your basic web page functions like copy and paste, as well as zooming in or out and resetting this function back to 100%. Favorites and history are both shown in boxes over to the right, and there are options to navigate to selected favorites or history. Going back over to the Utilities button, this provides yet another dimension inside the Ember Backstage. Included in Ember Web is an HTML editor that allows you to create and run HTML-based apps. Clicking on the Take Notes button below opens up a text box that stays inside the Ember Backstage. This allows you to view web pages while taking notes on them at the same time. This comes in handy when you're researching. You can also save and open text files from this. In the Preferences menu, many customization options are provided. These include choosing your search provider for the search bar between Bing, Google, YouTube, and DuckDuckGo. You are also able to enable or disable a Getting Started prompt that introduces some basic features of the browser when it starts up, as well as checking for updates when the browser starts up. You can also choose an accent color between blue, red, green, purple, gray, orange, and yellow, as well as choose a theme of your liking. You can also change the home page and even disable the Ember Backstage if it's not appearing correctly or you just prefer a more traditional browsing experience. Finally, the ability to reset Ember back to its factory settings is provided here. Resetting Ember resets all of its settings back to default. When relaunching the browser, you will see the first run setup appear again. Clicking Advanced Options in Preferences expands the window to reveal two extra options. The Rendering Engine option gives you the ability to change the rendering engine from Ember's default, which is Osimium, to Trident, which is Internet Explorer's default engine. This can come in handy when testing HTML apps. Also, the ability to change from the custom Ember shell to the Windows shell for the window border. Changing to the Windows shell can come in handy if you're trying to use features like Snap, which currently aren't available while using the custom Ember shell. The Check for Updates button contacts the web server to make sure that your version of Ember is always up to date. Finally, the About menu provides some diagnostic functions. It provides the Update branch, Ember browser build, Lithium UI revision, and Osimium version. Clicking on Extras and Info also reveals the license agreement, as well as some credits. This was a first look at Ember Web 1.0.